Hey guys, PsyStarcraft here, and this is going to be my StarCraft 2 tricks and tips slash announcements video. The announcements are actually just going to be shoutouts to people who have donated throughout the last couple of weeks. And 2 weeks ago, I made a video and I had all different types of cool units, and I made each donator one of those units. I actually changed their name, but this time I was thinking of something a little more simple that wouldn't take like 3 hours to do because there are twice as many donators, and I decided, you know, how about just make a video with lots of stuff that people might know, people might not know, but it's going to be cool to watch nonetheless. So that's what I did. So just remember, anyone who donated, you inspired this map to happen. So let's get started here. First one is going to be a pretty simple and well-known one. Roaches can burrow under force fields. So you can use this as a great micro technique against sentries. It's helpful because roaches' range are so short. But be careful, if you unburrow under force fields, some of them will get stuck. You saw right there a couple of those roaches were stuck for a little bit. Show you that again here. Of course they wouldn't do it this time, but you probably saw it a second ago that two of them were kind of trapped in between two force fields. Next we have High Templar and Point Defense Drones. Now, Point Defense Drones do spawn with 200 energy. They'll be able to block about 20 shots, and they do regenerate energy, but you can feedback Point Defense Drones. Kind of a cool little tip. Are you ever going to want to feedback a Point Defense Drone instead of Storming something? Probably not, but pretty cool nonetheless. Next little trick is something I learned recently that it can be very, very helpful to Zerg players. So obviously with Queens you're going to be laying down creep tumors and spreading creep. So I've got a creep tumor here, I'm going to extend it out here. But what if something starts attacking that creep tumor before it can complete, like Hellions? You can actually press escape or click cancel to stop that creep tumor, and it will restore its use. So you can like start here if it's being attacked, cancel it, start here, and you can even click on the tumor itself and cancel it, and you can just do that non-stop, see? And you can actually spell stuff too. I don't have room, but I was going to spell poop. So that's kind of a neat trick. So let's say I'm going to expand, but some Hellions are coming in to harass on the way in. They're going to attack this tumor. I'm just going to cancel it, and I'll replace it once these Hellions are dead. Very nice way of saving 25 energy. Next is kind of a silly one. I wasn't sure if I should really include this at all, but Zergs obviously start with a hatchery and an overlord. But did you know that the hatcheries actually supply 2 food to the Zerg army? So you've got 153 up there. When the hatchery dies, it's going to go down to 151. Kind of a neat little trick. Next is also a pretty common one. If you have creep tumors in a similar location, so let's say I were to spread creep right here with a single tumor, and then use all 5 of these to spread in the same kind of general area, these will actually spread creep much faster outward. The area that it covers in the end isn't going to be much bigger just because they're so clumped up, but it will spread much faster. So we'll see here just exactly how fast it does spread. Look at that. So there is a benefit to just spamming creep tumors in the same location. You can just see how awesome that is. And now we have blink stalkers. Of course everyone knows, cat, come on. Come on. Everyone knows that if you have stalkers, it's a common practice to just kind of micro them back as each one gets weak. Blink that one back if he gets weak, blink him back if he gets weak. But you can actually dodge shots altogether if you time the blink just right. If you blink too early, the shot will still hit, and if you blink too late, you'll obviously get hit before you blink. So we'll see here. First I'm going to try to time it a little bit too early, and you'll see that the missiles will actually follow the blink stalker when he blinks back.
Targets acquired.
You see how the Banshee shot, I blinked, and then the missiles just kind of changed direction and hit the stalker while he was over there. Now I'll do it with perfect timing. I'm going to blink right as the missiles are about to hit me, and you'll notice the stalker won't take any damage at all. Hopefully I do it right on the first try. You see I waited a little bit longer to blink, and the missiles actually hit the ground where the stalker wasn't at. So if you time the blink just right, you can actually avoid taking damage. It's a little bit more difficult with broodlings. Marauders, you can do it pretty well as well. Didn't do it there. Nope. There we go. See, avoiding that damage altogether. So kind of cool. Next one is, this is not going to be the magic box. Most of you have already seen that video. This is actually just a cool little threshold I like. If you have 2 armor upgrades with the Mutalisk, it actually takes 4 shots for a Thor to kill a Muta. So 40, 40, regenerate 1 hit point, 40. And the Muta will survive with 1 health. So if you're going mass Mutas and your opponent is countering with Thors and he's not getting any upgrades, attack upgrades, It could be helpful to get 2 armor, help your meter survive for another shot. Next, we've got some Infestors, and Infestor obviously, pretty good spell that an Infestor has. 50 life, 0 armor, 8 damage. But the cool thing about Infestor is that it's almost impossible to prevent them from popping out once you have eggs down, because the eggs have 100 life, which is twice as much as the Infestor, but not only that, they actually have 2 armor as well, a Zergling only doing 3 damage per hit to it. So kind of cool, you can actually make barricades that are pretty strong, or just, it'll actually survive 3 tank blasts, which is kind of neat. Fun little trick with the Infestors. Next, we've got Ghosts. Similar to the Templar's feedback, Ghosts can actually EMP point defense drones. So just completely nullifying their effectiveness. Of course, you could just go up and shoot them because they don't shoot down Ghost Blast, but still pretty neat. Also, Ghosts can EMP anything with energy, anything at all. A Nexus, an Orbital Command, Queens, obviously because they're a unit, but you'll see that right here. All the energy completely gone, and on that Nexus as well. And the Nexus even loses shields. So pretty neat little trick with the EMP. And this is kind of an aesthetic thing. There is a roach inside of that roach warren. See that? I just think that's awesome. I'm sorry. And also, the Ultralisk Cavern has a mouth, and if you start upgrading, the mouth starts moving. So I think that's cool. Next, we've got unusual unit armor types. So the best armor type to have in the game is just pure psionic. Nothing in the game does bonus damage to psionic enemies. The next best would be probably just plain biological or biological/psionic. Biological units do take bonus damage from Archons though, so it's not as good as just pure psionic. Banelings are also biological. Ghosts are not light. They are biological psionic. So Hellions won't do bonus damage to them. Marauders won't do bonus damage to them. Nothing will but Archons, which is kind of unusual. Queens are not armored, meaning they're very good tanks against Marauders, only taking 9 damage per hit with that 1 armor. So nothing does bonus damage to them but Archons. And Banelings. Many people don't realize that Banelings are not light units. Ghosts aren't going to be doing a lot of damage. Hellions won't be doing a lot of damage. Any other bonus to light damage units won't be. They're only taking 8 damage per shot from these Hellions. And of course, Archons don't take bonus damage from any units at all. They are the tankiest unit in StarCraft 2. Look how many shots that took. So that's kind of cool. Another trick. I've got 2 equal groups of Infestors here. And let's just imagine you're taking about 4 Infestors, you're burrowing into an enemy's mineral line, and now you're going to spam Infested Terrans into his minerals. There are a couple ways to do this. You can press T, click, T, click, T, click, T, click, T, click. Or you can hold Shift and press T, and then just click, 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 click. That's a little better. But the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to set up a rally point. So what you're going to do is you're going to burrow, and then you're going to hold Shift, and then you move your Infestors into the mineral line. Let's pretend that's right here. And then press T, and then just click a ton, just as much as you can. So I'm going to right click T and then click a bunch. And what that's going to do is right when they get there, they're going to use all these Infested Terrans in all those locations. Check this out. Very cool. Nice little trick if you can pull it off. Instant Infested Terrans, and these Marines should not be fighting these guys. Get off me. Let's run them in. Okay, there we go. So that's a pretty neat trick with the Infestors. What else do I have here? Oh, okay. You can actually load up. It's not really that unusual when you think about it, but you just never see it. You can actually load up Queens into Overlords, and they only take up 2 slots. So you've got 8 Queens and 2 Overlords, and it just looks so ridiculous just dropping off Queens from Overlords. I don't know, I just thought it was funny. Also, I don't know why you'd want to, but you can land your Vikings and load them up in transports as well. They also take up 2 spots, so I'm dropping off units that can fly themselves, and then you can transition them into the air and kill the Overlord as a way of thanking him, I guess. That was pretty neat. And just a couple more things here. This is going to display how to do a Baneling drop. Some of you might have seen my video before, but I'm going to show it again, just for fun. So the way you drop on the move is just select a group of Overlords, doesn't matter how many, select a location, and then press D for drop, and then you can just click on whatever Overlord, like this one, and it'll just automatically drop on the move. And you can also, like when you're moving, if you press D, you can move him around and he'll just continue to drop wherever you want. To do it with multiple overlords, you can just move to a location, hold shift and press D, and then, nope, actually you can't hold shift. Never mind. Move to a location, D-click, 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 and they'll all drop on the move no matter where you go. Now, the best way to utilize this is not just to send in a bunch of overlords without any protection, especially against a marine force that you're going to be seeing right here. You want to time it and so that the roaches and overlords are going in at the exact same time, or whatever you're going to use to soak up damage. So I'm going to attack with my roaches, try to get my overlords in there, and I'm going to hit D-click, 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 D-click. And you'll notice just how strong that is against those marines. Hardly any roaches dying. The marines will not autofocus the overlords unless the player specifically tells them to. They will autofocus the roaches. Now, here we've got some spine crawlers. If you haven't seen the cool little trick, I guess, it looks like that the spine crawler is like penetrating this spore colony. That's not the main trick though, but like it just looks kind of funny. And the main thing I was going to show you is actually the meat spin. So if you patrol a spine crawler, it works just like if you patrol a unit. They do just crazy back and forth stuff. But if you add a patrol, if you hold shift and press P while they're doing this and select, like, make a triangle out of it, you can actually make them do a complete 360 circle, so it looks like meat spin. So let's try that a little bit closer. Yeah, it's a little better, but he's just kind of twirling in a circle, and I think it's funny. A little more tricky to do it with the spore, but buildings do it quite well. So first of all, let's just patrol each of them. Gotta get about the right distance. If you don't go far enough, they won't patrol at all. So you can see they're just kind of doing like 180, back, forth, back, forth. But like if I hit the starport, hold shift, and make a triangle out of it, he will now do a complete 360 spin, and Terran buildings should do damage when they are spinning this like this, because that is a lot of velocity right there. Let's make this guy do a 360 as well. There we go. And again, I'm holding shift and doing P, pressing P for patrol, and I'm just making a triangle out of the patrolling path. And you can make all four of them. This guy's a wannabe down here. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now I'm just going to go over all of you who made this possible, who donated to me. Just rewatch this video if you want to see those tricks again. So here we go with the list of donators. I want to thank Michael. We've got Andrew, Nick, Andy. I'll spell these out. How about that? Michael, Andrew, Nick, Andy. He said not to spend the money on my cat because one of his roommates had cats and they infested the apartment. So Leon, we've got another Michael, Eric, Eugene, Morik, I believe it is, or Merrick. I'm spelling it out, and so if I pronounce it wrong, then yeah. We've got 2 anonymous people, so that's pretty cool. 2 anonymous donators. Stanislaw, Fazrip, OG Breed, who says all your base are belong to us. We've got Wesley, and Wesley, or Susie, if you're watching this, Wesley wants to marry you. So yeah, Susie, marry Wesley. It was kind of awkward. John Yuza Koopa, aka Dick Butt Cock Slammington. Hot sauce, or hot soup actually. Arden. Electronics. I think this person donated from some like electronics store account or something like that. Chris. Jose. Not that again. Jonathan. Bjorn. You get a capital B for some reason. I'm not sure why. Gregor. Manuel. Or Manuel. Rob. MRZ. Thomas. Hush. Evan. Clavs, I believe it is. Bradley. Bradley gave me tons of hard drive information. Very helpful. I think I actually ended up going with the one he suggested. I don't remember what it was though. X Johnson. Marco. And finally, greed, I believe it is. Thanks all of you for donating. Like I said, you made me think to do this map. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff about these units. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. A video with all the new types of with all the new types of units, and I made them each person's name. But this time around, are you serious? Get off the desk! Get off! You freaking crazy cat! Oh my god.